Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to talk about Christmas prep in this video. So if you want to get a little bit organised with me and see what I'm doing in the run up to Christmas, I feel like we can mention it now we're in November, then keep watching. How quickly did the last couple of months go? Honestly, I feel like the kids started school, we just got through half term and now it's the countdown to Christmas as far as I'm concerned, and it goes so fast. I feel like we ease into autumn ever so slowly and then bam, I start to panic. Halloween and bonfire night are out of the way and now it's time for me to sort of start thinking about what we're going to do next, which is obviously Christmas. And I have a few things that I am sort of working on at the moment, like my early prep work. Everybody's different. Some people will already be done and dusted in some areas. Everyone just works differently, don't they? But this is what I'm doing for the first couple of weeks of November, and if you want to follow up to see where I'm up to, let me know in the comments down below. I can always share other things as well. You might also notice from the title as well that I'm working with Desenio in this video, and I am so chuffed. You might notice a few little additions in the background. I have loads of their prints around my house. I've been a customer for a very long time and I have more to share with you today, but also the main exciting thing and one of the best things about working with brands like this is when I can give you like discount codes and stuff, and I actually have a discount code for you today. So if there's anything that you see that I'm about to show you, or if you're looking for Christmas gifts and you're going to get them early, or you just want to add a few little bits to your home for the festive period, then this will be perfect for you. So it's Charlotte Taylor 55, and that will get you 55% off posters, 10% off personal posters, you know, things that you make yourself, things like that, like uploading photos, things like that, and then also 10% off frames. And I really like their frames. Their frames are fantastic, and one of my favorite things about them is actually that they're quite easy to undo at the back and they don't hurt my nails or my fingers, because I find some frames from elsewhere are so hard to get into and it really hurts. It gets caught on my nail bed. Anyway, some of the first things that I picked up were just to finish off this wall behind me. Now in this room, it's very snug and cozy, but this back wall has always been really plain in comparison to the rest of it, and I wanted to add a little bit extra there. We had a print that we first spotted on our very first wedding anniversary in the restaurant that we were at in Manchester, and we loved it so much that we decided to buy it ourselves as like a nod to like remembering our anniversary basically. And she's always looked a bit lonesome, but now we have some fantastic print. I really like the largest one because it's basically a real vintage style print, and with a man and a woman like sat on top of two Negronis, and I love it. I love the amber orange colour. It fits really well in this room. And then I also tried to bring out some red and green tones, which we have a lot of in here with the other two prints, and I'm just so chuffed. The frames are beautiful, they all fit together really nicely, and I'm really chuffed with that. And then I got some little Christmas items. So this is part of like what I'm doing is like I have a huge collection of Christmas and Halloweeny autumn decorations that come out this year, and I look after them really well. I'll keep them in my garage in big storage tubs, and I re-bring them out every year. And some bits we do lose along the way, like they get a bit damaged or old or broken. But I must confess that I always seem to add a couple of bits to our decorations every year, and this time I've got them from Desenio and I'm so excited to show you them because I love them. I'm going to start with the print. What I love about these is that instead of normal frames, I've got these magnetic ones, and what I like about them is A, they're really easy to switch out. I have some of these already in our house, and B, they're quite easy to store as well. So I like that I can get these out for Christmas and hang them in various places around the house, but I'm not like adding a big frame to a section in our house that we've already got sorted. I like the fact that they feel a little bit more transportable and a little bit more temporary for me. So this first print that I've got is called Joyful. You can probably see it all printed out there, and it says, find joy in everything you do, every job, relationship and home. It's your responsibility to love it or change it. Focus on making one person happy each day, even if it is yourself. And joy is what happens to us when we allow ourselves to recognise how good things really are. And I just thought that was so lovely. And what I want to do is have that more in our entrance way, like our hallway, and have that for when people come in on either the other side of this door, the other side of our kitchen door, or the other side of the office door. This is what my plan is for these. And then the second one, it says, be merry and bright, season's greetings, may your winters always be white and the festive season be filled with love and delight. And I just think that is so cute. Again, I love this kind of vintage script. And one of the songs that always makes me well up is I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas. I remember particularly during like lockdown and during COVID and stuff, a lot of Christmas songs really got to me, and I love the old-fashioned ones, and I just like that it has a bit of a lyric from that as well. I think they're so nice, and it just means that I can like bring them out every year. I just need to make sure I store them safely so they don't get bent, but I'm so pleased with them. And then the other things that I picked up were 2 cushions. This one says winter woods, pine, spruce, fir, holiday trees, and I just liked the fact that it looked a bit like a sign for like you know, like a Christmas tree farm. I love going to get our Christmas tree. Mark said the other week when we were all eating dinner, I think it was on a Sunday, he was like, should we just get like a fake tree this year and then like we'll just reuse it? And me and all the kids went, no, it's our tradition. And I was like, yes kids, but I'm a real tree girl, and Mark is too really, so I don't know what that was about. But yeah, these are really sweet, and I think what I like about these is that they'll fit really nicely in this room because the touches are green, and then this other one matches with the joyful print and just says joy. And I love the designer award in like homeware and stuff, and these are really unique designs as well, and don't feel like you're going to see them everywhere like you do in some places, so I feel like they're going to go quite quickly. So if you're into stuff like this, definitely have a nosy. And now I'm gonna crack on to the rest of my list. So I've already started organising like a few little bits of decorations. Every year when I put them away, I'm very ruthless on what maybe needs to go or maybe be rehomed, or I look through our storage boxes, and anything we didn't love or use that time I will usually donate in the new year. So decorations are mostly sorted. One thing, my like Christmas wish, is that hopefully we get our new flooring down before Christmas. That would mean the world to me. Ideally I'd love it down before we got our Christmas tree, because otherwise that's going to be a nightmare of like putting the tree up and then taking it down again, but I don't even want to think about that. So this year my grandma and gramps are hosting, which is really kind of them. I hosted last year, and my mum and dad live in a bungalow now, so even though they are the hostesses with the mostest, whatever that was, they sometimes struggle for space because it's not always easy to fit all of us in there, and there isn't space for like a big table. So it's kind of falling to me or my grandma and gramps at the moment, and grandma and gramps are like obviously getting a bit older, so don't want to like put too much pressure on them, but they decided that they wanted to do it. However, I am definitely helping, and the first thing that I've started doing is making a big shopping list. So I usually use like Google Workspace, things like that. So you can either use Docs, you can use Google Sheets, and what I like about it is that it's really easy to send. I can just send a link and they can just access it regardless. And I've started adding things on there, like, you know, divided by things like starters, mains, extras, things that aren't necessarily food. And then what we can also do, because we all like to contribute as a group, is we like to put our name by like who's going to get what, and it just becomes something that's very collaborative. And Christmas is really expensive. It is so expensive. So I think if you are clubbing together as a family, it's really nice to sort of split that cost, because we do that a lot, especially because there's quite a lot of us, and when we all get together it can be quite costly. The only difference this year is that my brother and his wife Nikki are actually going away for their like longer honeymoon, and they're not going to be here for Christmas, so we're teed down in that respect, but there'll still be quite a few of us. So that is one thing that I've started doing, and obviously that kind of leads on to the next thing, is that I regularly get grocery slots. Now what I'm going to do is leave all of the open available slots, or when they're opening up for booking your Christmas delivery, on screen now, and I'll also put them in the description box down below. If you have the ability to book a slot for yourself, this takes off so much pressure for the majority of stuff. Now, you will get substitutions, you will have a few run-ins, and you will need to do a few like little dashes out the week before. But I just find that this is so easy, because not only can I start to add to that shopping list from the date that I book it, which gives me a good like 6-7 weeks, sometimes even 8 weeks, it just means that I'm not having to worry about getting out in the middle of like the Christmas season and doing a big shop. I don't really like supermarket shopping for big shops at the best of times, but certainly not when it's Christmas. So if you haven't already and you've not got like an account set up, or you've got a favourite supermarket in mind, I will leave them linked down below. And it just means that you can sort of put that in your calendar. That's what I've done, and I know that when it's time, and we need to get that slot booked. It then means with our wider shopping list that I can spread the cost out a little bit as well, because there will be several grocery shops that I do up to the festive season where I can add bits and bobs, which also leads me on to my Christmas cupboard. I need to clear some space. I usually store it all in the utility room, because if it's in the kitchen, there's a very high likelihood that somebody is going to find it and then it will get eaten, and I prefer having it all tucked away in there so I can just keep track of it, and there's just one cupboard. So I need to clear out one of the cupboards in our utility, so I'm going to take you over there now and we will try and get something prepared. So I'm in the utility room, and I'll turn you around in a second, and sorry if it's a bit dark because one of our bulbs needs changing, which reminds me I need to tell Mark about that later because I'll probably be too short. But we have a big row of cupboards above where you are right now, and one of them I need to rearrange slightly to fit things in better in the run up to Christmas, so I'm going to try and do that now. So this is the cupboard in question. So I store a lot of my cookery books in here, the ones maybe that I don't reach for as often, things like that. And then I already have my Christmas collection. So I have Nigel Slater, Jamie Oliver, Delia and Nigella, and I will, fun fact, for fun, read these the run up to Christmas, because it just gives me inspiration, and I find them to be quite comforting, particularly Nigella, because I love her Christmas series. Even though she says microwave like microwave just for a laugh, I still really like her, and I like a woman that can have a bit of a laugh and a joke with herself. So what I'm going to do is just try and see if I can organise it, so at least maybe the top shelf, which has spare coffee pods in and birthday items, see if I can like just move those temporarily and see if I can make space for Christmas items there, because otherwise if they get kept in the kitchen it's going to turn into a shambles because people will eat them. So this is the cupboard next door that has all of our laundry products on, as you can see here, and then it has sun cream and after sun. Sun cream and after sun I always have to regularly check because obviously that has like an expiry date. But I had some more space over on this side, so I've moved those extra things over. Now I have this section, and I am a bit anal, and I have labelled it recipe books and miscellaneous, but I have my season's eating tubs that I got from B&M for like leftovers. I've got festive marshmallows, and I also have these letter to Santa packs. I only picked up 2, as you might have seen on my B&M haul recently, because Bill no longer believes, because he is 11 going on 12, but a few of you recommended still to get one anyway, just to make it more believable, and like Bill will probably still join in for the sake of his siblings, so I think I'm going to do that and get another one. But it just means now I have a bit of space for like a few jars or like festive nibbles and stuff, and they're just here out of the way, and I will remember them and just sort of keep an eye on like a stock list. If you were being completely organised, you could always add like a little piece of paper and like write a list of like things that you've got so far and things that you need that you can tick off every time you open the door. But I don't know if I'm going to do that this year because I'm not hosting, but I'm going to catch up with my grandma this weekend and see what she wants me to start getting for her, and we will go from there. But it literally took me about 5 minutes just to sort out, but I already feel so much better knowing that I've got a little place to store stuff, and it also stops me from going like crazy because it's only a small space, and it means I can check on it often and just keep on top of what we need. So now that's all done, one thing that I just wanted to share quickly because I spotted these today and I'm so excited, are the Starbucks Christmas pods are back. Now, if you have an espresso coffee machine, things like that, you will know that they always bring out the red little pods every single year, and they are just like a festive blend. There's nothing festive about them really, apart from them being red, but they always had a really nice taste to them. However, they have now made them toffee nut flavoured. Now, they used to do this with different pods for different machines, or sachets if you mixed it with like boiling water from a kettle, but never the Nespresso compatible ones. And now we have one. We have one, and I am so excited to try it because I feel like I'm just going to be drinking this now until the end of December. So that will, I tell a lie really, that's not going in my Christmas cupboard, that's going in my little pod rack in my kitchen, ready to try later, because I am as giddy as a kipper about that. While we're also on the topic of grocery shops, another thing that's really worth doing if you do collect like club card, points, vouchers, things like that, see how you can use them when it comes to Christmas. So what we do every year, and Mark has already bought these and got them sorted, are that we use our Tesco club card vouchers at Pizza Express, and we save them up, and we use some on other activities like bowling or the cinema and things like that, but the majority we will save up so we can basically pay for our Christmas Eve meal at Pizza Express that we've done every year for, again, years. It's like our tradition. And it's a tradition that Mark actually started because it's what he used to do when he was younger, go to like their favourite restaurant, and they would go to the same place every year, and it just became his family's thing. So it's our family's thing, which I love. And now, because we've saved all those points up, we're able to use them as vouchers to pay for our meal, which again, it feels like such a luxury on Christmas Eve to be sat there, and they've always got their little festive menu out, and you know, we'll have a couple of cocktails, and it just feels so nice and like such a treat. But the pressure's off financially because we've chosen to save those towards that experience instead. I would really recommend doing that. The only downside is that Tesco used to say that the club card points were, I think it was triple that you would get per the amount of points, and now I think they've changed it to double maybe. So Mark actually converted our points before the deadline to reduce it down to double, so we've still got triple the amount, and we've just had them saved for ages. So we're really looking forward to that as a family. I think it's going to be really special. And we always do that, and we get home and we do all of the usual, like leaving a mince pie out, a carrot for Father Christmas, that kind of thing. And then we always watch the snowman and the snow dog as well. And it's just something that we've always done again, and I'm getting so excited for those little traditions already. But again, it's just in the planning. So if you do have any club card points left over, it's really worthwhile seeing what you can use them for, because you know, some people like to use them for the shop, but it's not always the best value for your money. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about are presents. Now, it's really tempting to get organised way ahead of schedule, and I have done that in the past. However, I feel like there's almost a happy medium, because what I find is that we've been working with the kids at the moment to identify things that they would like. So when we've been in toy shops or we've noticed things, I've been taking photos of them and storing them on an album on my phone. So for example, this Magic Mixies Pixlings, that's a new kind of product in that Magic Mixie series that Daisy absolutely loves. So I took a photo of that the other day when she expressed an interest in it, and it really helps me to just remember things that they've actually really shown curiosity about, rather than when you put them on the spot, you know, when you ask them and you get the most bizarre lists and they can be very much of the same thing. And I think sometimes kids don't always know what they need either, and what's missing in their toys. So obviously, well, you can see that this is very well loved. This is one of our Smith's catalogues. We picked up another one the other day when we were in store. Have worked with them recently, but obviously this isn't an ad. Like, Smith's is probably everybody's go-to, isn't it? Now there's no more Toys R Us. And we have been through this so many times. We've had a look at the sort of toys that they would like. It's helped to give ideas to family members, and if you've not already got one, I'd really recommend picking one up. We normally get like a larger present, more expensive present for each of them, and then we get a few little bits as well. I always try and get things like books as well, things that they can do over the Christmas holidays that last a bit longer than just that initial excitement with a toy. So craft sets, Lego, Play-Doh, anything that you can make and do and we can make and do with them. But one thing I do want to do, and I'm going to put my warning up again on screen now, is that I want to sort out their stockings. So if you are watching with children, hopefully you won't be anyway because it's talking about Christmas, then obviously maybe pause this for another time. But stockings, I kind of stick to a similar sort of thing every year. So there'll be some sweet treats in there. There'll be a bath bomb. I usually get new socks and underpants because it kills two birds with one stone, because they normally start to need them at the start of a new year. It just makes sense. And I will get usually like a smaller toy, like a collectible, and maybe a book that would fit in there. And they're just little fun gifts. And I'm excited to do that. I feel like I can do that quite soon. So I think that is going to be my quest for the next couple of weeks, is to sort out the Christmas stockings. And if you would like to see a video on what I get, it will likely be very similar to things that I've done before. But if you would like to see what I get this year, then let me know. I will by all means do a video for you. So that is the plan with toys, that we're going to try and get a few bits sorted, but save a little bit of budget for last minute items. But stockings is my main, I need this ticked off soon for my sanity. So that is that. And then the final thing that I'm going to start doing is just check any dates in our diary. So we've obviously got 3 children, and there's now 2 schools that we're having to think about during the festive period in terms of events and things like that. So we're going to start syncing our diary. So there's an app that we use called Time Tree. We've used it for a couple of years now. It was something that Mark found, and it syncs with both of our phones, which is just as well because I'm an Apple user and he's an Android user. And it means that we can add things and they sync up really quickly. We can also colour code them for different family members, which is again really helpful, because then we can just see straight away from looking at the calendar that pink means Daisy. So what is that coming up? There's something Daisy related coming up, and it really helps us to stay organised. So that's another thing that I'm going to be doing, is making sure that that is up to date with things like school plays, any festive things. Like there's a local festive event that happens where we live every year, which we always really look forward to. If there are any festive family gatherings, again, that's something that we always really look forward to. So we've just got to sort of keep that in mind, because I find that the weekends fill up very quickly. And while that is lovely and it is the season and all of that, sometimes it's almost quite nice to earmark a couple of quieter weekends for you and your family, because I find otherwise you kind of get lost and get caught up in everything and all of a sudden it's over. So that is the final thing that I will be doing. And we haven't got too much booked in so far, but I know that those weeks will fill up very quickly and it just helps me get organised. So that is everything that I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks, or I've already started doing. But I hope that you found this really useful. Let me know if you would like to see any more videos like this, and don't forget to make use of that Desenio discount code if it is something that might be useful for you, because I don't know about you, but I would love to receive like prints and stuff for the house. I think that would be a really cool gift. And also if you want to treat yourself too, because 'tis the season. But thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you all very, very soon. Bye.